Hello people, how are you all? I'm back with yet another video, and here on Readers and Creators I give book reviews, book recommendations, and we talk about reading, importance of reading in our lives, importance of books, and everything bookish. So if you have been here before, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. This is Mansi from Readers and Creators. So today's video is about 5 popular books which I didn't like. Now, being a reader, I have read plenty of books, and it's not necessary that I will like each one of them. So I have also disliked book, DNF book, and get disappointed by a book so much. Now with me, this is the case that I tend to dislike or get disappointed with the books which are so hyped on internet. And the reason for that is I think I expect too much from them. I expect too much because of their hype on internet, on Bookstagram, on book blog, or anywhere, and then my expectations go down the drain and I get disappointed. So today I will talk about these 5 books which I bought with so much expectations and got disappointed a lot. So first in the list is The Midnight Library by Medhag. I recently finished this last month, and my favorite booktuber Sonali, that is melodramatic book mom, she recommended this book, and most of her recommendations are great, but this book doesn't work for me. Now why? Because I am not a huge fan of self-help books, and this book falls right into that category. I know this has been given the title of fiction and it has been given the category of fiction genre, but believe me, this is totally a self-help book, a motivational, inspirational kind of book, and this is about a story of woman in whose life nothing is happening right, like her family, her career, her friends, her pet, nothing is happening right, everything is just falling apart, and she blames herself for everything. She thinks that no one is happy from her in her life, and she decided to end her life. The moment she committed suicide, she just went into some midnight library. So this book is like sort of fantasy and self-help books. I won't just spoil it for you. If you want to read it, just go read it. And if you are a huge fan of self-help books, read it. This is fantastic for that genre. So now why this book didn't work for me? Because I'm an optimistic person and I see like good in everything, and I am growing in my life. Slow, very gradual process, but I am growing and I am appreciating that growth, that development. I am just being grateful for that every day of my life. But after reading this book, it will just fill you with the sense of negativity. There's so much despair, there's so much negativity, and if you are a negative person, if you think pessimistically, and if you have like negative approach to things or relations in your life, if you are in depression, read this book. That will work fantastically for you. But if you are an optimistic person like me, if you are growing or developing, even if that's the most gradual process, if you are growing a bit each day, just I won't recommend this book. No. Next in the list is The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. Now Jhumpa Lahiri, she is a great writer, and in this book also her writing is exquisite. But I didn't like this story. I didn't like the whole like plot or characters. I didn't just connect with them. In the whole story, the protagonists, the characters were switching from this place to going there to doing. I was just not like getting my feet stayed on one place. I was just switching between places and I couldn't set my mind to this book. This book is about a boy who is named after Russian author Gogol, who is his father's favorite author. Now the name Gogol, which is so embarrassing for the boy in his school or everywhere, he changed that name to some name he wants. And there's this huge like depth and meaning and observation of name in our life, like how a name can impact our lives, how our name can impact people around us and their behavior towards us. So the concept was good. I seriously believe no one has thought about the like meaning of name and that impact in our lives, but I couldn't connect with the story, and I seriously only disliked the story part. Writing was good, great by the way, and the concept was great, but the story was a total down for me. Next in the list is The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren Wiesberger. Now just listen me say this next sentence. This movie is much better than the book. I know I won't repeat that sentence ever again, but yeah, the movie is much better than the book. This book is so like it's stretching, so lengthy. You will just read and read and read and read. You will try to find a climax, a edge, a end to it, to hold on to it and just move along with the story. But no, there's no end or there's no full stop. The story keeps going and going and going, and the book seems so boring. So book is not good. But if you are planning to know the story of The Devil Wears Prada, watch the movie instead. Anna Hathaway, she is fantastic. Marilyn Streep, she is classic. So watch the movie, don't read the book. That will bore you to the extreme limit. Next in the list is Everything is Fucked by Mark Manson. This is the second book in the duology, and the first book was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And that was good. That first book was good. And being not a fan of self-help books, I quite liked that. But the second book was a total thud for me. I just couldn't like it. That was so illogical for me at certain points, at most of the points, and that didn't work for me. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, that talks about every aspect of your life, being it the positive ones or the negative ones, or the achievements of your life or the downfalls of your life, flaws, everything. And that's why that was like overall, and that was good. But Everything is Fucked, that is so illogical, that contradicts the basic things of our life, and that's why I just didn't like it. Next is Hippie by Paulo Coelho. Now, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho is one of my favorite books, and I recommend that book to every beginner. But Hippie, it just didn't work for me. I don't know. I kept reading it, and I kept trying to find something in it, and I kept reading it. I kept reading it. I kept reading it, and the book was finished, and I couldn't find what I was finding. So it just as the name is, it talks about the hippie culture, about how hippie lives, how they are treated when they go to places and everything. But yeah, I was just trying to like what can I say, I was trying to connect with certain character, but I couldn't, because after all they are hippie, they wouldn't let me connect to them. But yeah, I learned a lot about hippie culture. That was a positive point, but I didn't like reading that book. So yeah, these were the 5 popular books which I didn't like, and I think I have a long list, but I will talk about them sometime later. Tell me if you like any of these books in comments, and please tell me why you like those books, because I want to have that different perspective. I have talked to few of my friends, and I agree on the Midnight Library other side, because there are too many cons and pros of that book. So if you liked reading any of these books I mentioned, just tell me in comments. Please tell me and give me the feedback in comments. Like, comment, share and subscribe, and press the bell icon so you don't miss any further updates, and follow me on Readers and Creator on Instagram. And yeah, till then, keep reading, be happy, be safe. Bye bye.